Last of Us was a smash hit when it was released back in 2013 exclusively on PlayStation 3. It became an overnight sensation and birthed one of the most memorable and emotional post-apocalyptic stories in gaming history. With the player getting the opportunity to travel across the outbreak-ravaged United States, it's easily one of the top titles on offer in the post-apocalyptic scene. I recommend you to play the entire The Last of Us series. It's all really good.
Get her, girl!
Don't let her get away!
Find her, girl!
Fallout 4 is easily one of the best post-apocalyptic games you'll ever play. It's expansive and it embodies the wasteland vibe perfectly. It wasn't a favorite of the die-hard Fallout fans because it became more mainstream and sold out a little, but it's a solid choice and offers hundreds of hours of entertainment in one of the most engaging maps in the game's history. Metro is a legendary series that was a novel before it became a best-selling video game. In Metro, the player embarks on a perilous journey through the subways of Moscow, with the above-ground environment having been turned into a post-apocalyptic nightmare. In Exodus specifically, an open-world formula was introduced and the player went far beyond Moscow. As one of the best post-apocalyptic games developed exclusively for PlayStation 4 and later re-released on PC, Days Gone is a solid choice for this list. It boasts a world fraught with danger, populated by bloodthirsty zombies, and with the fragments of society clinging desperately to whatever remains. Horizon Zero Dawn and later Forbidden West boasts a unique story that lends itself perfectly to this post-apocalyptic games list. It's a gorgeous game on the surface, making use of cutting-edge technology to deliver a visual display that amazes the player. It's marvelously well-written, boasts a star cast, and has some of the most innovative combat we've seen for years. Dying Light and 2022's Dying Light 2 emerged into the post-apocalyptic world of games as one of the most fast-paced and high-octane titles in years. It dropped in 2015, bringing a parkour-fueled, zombie-slaying adventure to gamers the world over. In Dying Light, the stage was set, and in Dying Light 2, the world fell so much deeper into its apocalypse. We've already named Fallout 4 on this list, but a special space must be reserved for Fallout 3. This is easily one of the best post-apocalyptic games ever made, and it was a turning point for the franchise itself when it was released. It introduced gamers to a massive open world bursting at the seams with danger and destruction, and even 15 years later, it's still a fan favorite game. There's no list of the best post-apocalyptic games that doesn't include Gears of War, and in this case, we're looking at the third game in the series. This all-out action-packed saga sees enormous men in hefty suits of armor fight to defend their home planet from an uprising of subterranean mutants.
Contact!
Left 4 Dead was designed to be a cooperative slayer of sorts, but it fared well as a single-player game nonetheless. If you're listing the best zombie games, you can't help but mention Left 4 Dead, and even though it has some years today, it remains one of the best post-apocalyptic games ever. It's littered with bloodthirsty zombies, one-liner quips, and pure, unbridled violence.
Thanks, Bill.
Pipe bombs!
Dead Rising is an iconic zombie series that only just makes this list by way of technicality. It's one of the best post-apocalyptic games, but in this series, it's usually just one area that's impacted by a zombie outbreak, like a town or a shopping mall. Regardless, all the Dead Rising games boast large open worlds, thousands of zombies to slay, and more weapon crafting mechanics than you could shake a sharp stick at. Mad Max was released in 2015, but isn't a tie-in to the hit movie Mad Max Fury Road, which was released in theaters just 4 months earlier. Although the film was well received by fans and critics, many players were happy that the game wasn't a direct tie-in, as movie tie-in games have a poor reputation today following numerous releases in the 2000s that felt like cash grabs. Mad Max impressed fans and critics with its explosive action and well-designed open world that is a joy to explore. For this reason, many regard it as one of the most underrated video games of the past decade, with very few people having checked it out despite its obvious quality.
Wretched roadkill, trying to run us down! Creature!
Right here.
The latest game in the Legend of Zelda series has quickly become one of the most beloved and critically acclaimed entries into the iconic franchise, exemplified by its eye-watering 97 Metascore. It's right up there with the likes of Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, and remains one of the most ambitious Switch titles to date, despite also being released for the Wii U. Although the Legend of Zelda series likely doesn't spring to mind when people think of post-apocalyptic titles, the series has in fact explored such themes before, with Wind Waker and Ocarina of Time being prominent examples. Breath of the Wild is undoubtedly the franchise's best take on the post-apocalyptic genre, with the game's breathtaking open world that is wonderfully designed and densely populated with adventures to complete.